Hello, today I show you how to use one Gogh Art Photoshop action, and here is some of results that you can make with this action. Okay, here is original photo. Then you need to paint the area where you want to focus. And here is result. Another example, the landscape photo. You can add the one Gogh Art effect on all image space. And here is result. Another example, original photo, the area layer, and the result. Also a few examples. And the last example. Okay, let's go to the Photoshop. And please note that the minimum required version for this section is Photoshop CC 2015.5 and the computer with available oil paint filter. So before you use this section, please make sure that the oil paint filter is available on your computer. For that, go to the filter, stylize, and you can see that the oil paint filter is available. If it's not, you can find the txt help file in the download folder, and you can see the recommendations how to fix the problem if the oil paint filter is grayed out for you. Okay, and firstly some recommendations for optimal use of action. Use a good quality pictures. I recommend using photos with a resolution between 2500 pixels and 6000 pixels for best results. Actually, I recommend using a resolution 2500 pixels for portraits photos and 4000 pixels and more for landscape or full body photos. So if you use photo with too small resolution, just open your photo, then go to the image size, and just change width or height value. Okay, and before you use action, you need to do these steps. First step, make sure that you're using the English version of Photoshop. And if you use version with another language, watch the video how to change language and the link under this video. The second step, go to the image mode and check the RGB color and 8 bits channel. And last step, go to the menu icon at the right, go to the panel options and check the add copy to copy it less in groups. Okay, that's all. Now, how to use action. First, open your photo, and one more important moment. Your photo needs to have the background view. So, if your photo have the layer view, you just need to select this layer and go to the layer, new, and just click on background from layer. Now it's okay. The next step, open brushes file. For that, go to the edit, presets, preset manager. In preset type, select brushes, click load, go to your download folder and just open one Gogh Art brushes file. Click done. Next step, open the patterns file. For that, go to the edit, presets, preset manager. But now in preset type, select patterns, click load, go to your download folder again and just open one Gogh Art patterns file. Click done. And the next step, open the action file. For that, go to the window, actions, go to the menu icon at the right, click on the load actions, go to download folder last time and just open one Gogh Art Photoshop action file. Okay, the next step, create a new layer, name it area, and please don't use the caps lock. Now you need to paint the area where you want to focus. For that you can use a brush tool. If you will use the brush tool, I recommend use a hard round brush. You can use any colors. Also you can use the quick selection tool or magic wand tool, and you can use some of lesser tools. For this image I'm gonna use quick selection tool. Firstly, let's select the background. Now we need to inverse this selection. And after that, we just need to fill this selection using the paint bucket tool. You can use any colors. Please note that you need to fill this selection only on area layer, not on the background. So the area is done. And now go to the actions panel. If you close the actions panel, go to the window, actions, find action on the action list, open the folder with action, and now you can see two actions. It's action for object area. Please use this first action if you need to add the effect only on selected area. If you need to add the effect on full image space, please use the second action. So for my image, I will use the first action. Open the action and click play. But before you will click play, please select the brush tool and make sure that the opacity and flow values is 100%. And please make sure that the normal mode is selected also. Okay, now click play. Wait a few minutes while action add the effect on your photo. I'm going to scroll this step. Okay, the action finished work. You can edit and improve the final composition. And now I show you how to make this. But firstly, I want to show you how to close all folders, because now you can see that all folders inside the main folders is opened. So to close all folders, click and hold Ctrl+Alt case combination and just open and close the first main folder. If you're on PC, please use Ctrl+Alt case combination, and please use Option K if you're on Mac. Now you can see that all folders inside the main folders is closed. So let's start to edit and improve the final composition. The final composition contains the 5 folders: background elements, your object elements, additional elements, 10 color effects, and color and contour settings of all image. Let's start from background elements. This folder contains the 1 color background, so you can add the 1 color to background. But please note that you need firstly hide these 2 backgrounds at the top. And now you can change the background color if you want to use 1 color background. Okay, let's go to the next folder. The original background layers. This folder contains original background without any effect and with artistic effect. So firstly, you need to hide the 5 painting backgrounds folder. And now you can see the original background. Here is original background with artistic effect. And the original background without this effect. Also, you can change the hue saturation of original background. You can change the brightness and contrast of original background. Okay, the next folder. It's very useful folder. This folder contains 5 painting backgrounds. You can move the texture of these backgrounds. For that, select your background, make double click on the layer icon, select the pattern overlay and just move the texture. Also, you can scale this texture. Okay, I like this background. Let's little move the texture. Okay, the next folder is color and contrast settings of background elements. You can change the selective color of background elements. It's very useful if you want to change only one of few colors on your background. I'm gonna show how to use this tool on the first background texture, because this background texture contains few colors. Make double click on this tool. And if you want to change only blues colors, just select the blues and move these sliders. If you want to change the yellows, select yellows and just move sliders. Very useful tool for some cases. Okay, the next tool is hue saturation of background elements. You can easily change the hue and saturation of your background. Okay, I like this color. And also you can change the brightness and contrast of background elements. Okay, nice. Also you can add the color tone to background elements. It's very quick and easy way to change the background color, like a hue saturation tool. Let's go to the next main folder. It's your object elements folder. Okay, this folder contains show your original object folder. You can show some parts from your original object. Just select the layer mask, select brush tool with white color, and just paint where you want to add the original parts. To erase, just change the color to black and paint again. Please pay attention that you need to paint only on layer mask, not on the layer. Also, you can change the brightness and contrast of this layer. The next folder contains small drops and shadow around your object. Here is a shadow. You can change the opacity of this layer. And also small drops around your object. You can change the brightness and contrast of these small drops. And you can use the layer mask to erase some space of these small drops. The next folder contains main layers of your object. This folder will be very useful if you want to add more details on your object. So if you want to add more details, maybe on face, you just need to select the layer mask of Add More Details layer, and using brush tool with white color, just paint where you want to add more details. Here is difference. Also, this folder contains a main painting layer of your object. And you can change the brightness and contrast of these painting layers. Okay, the next folder, it's also very useful and important folder. It's very easy and quick way to change the colors of your object. This folder contains two multicolor layers. Let's change the hue and saturation of second multicolor layer. Also, you can change the brightness and contrast of this layer. And let's change the hue and saturation of first layer. If you want to show the original colors, you can hide one of these two layers, or you can hide multicolor layers folder. Also, if you want to erase some space of multicolor layers folder, just select the folder mask, select brush tool with black color, and just paint where you want to erase the multicolor layers. To make visible this space, just paint using the white color. Okay, the next folder, it's volume painting effect layers. This layers adds more realism on painting effect. You can see the difference. The next folder contains small drops. On your object layers, it's 2 layers with small drops. You can change the hue saturation of these drops. And also you can change the brightness and contrast. Same with first small drops layer. The next folder contains brush effect layers. This layers also adds a little more realism on your effect. And the last folder is contour lines layers. This folder contains one layer with contour lines. You can add any color to the contour lines. And also this folder contains the additional paths of contour lines. You can change the opacity of this layer. Also, the main Your Object Elements folder contains 2 tools if you need to change the color of your object. Also with brightness and contrast. Okay, the next main folder is Additional Elements folder. This folder contains artistic texture. You can change the opacity of this texture. Also, this folder contains the canvas effect elements, the layer with canvas effect, and the brightness contrast tool. You can change the brightness and contrast of this canvas. Also, you can edit the layer mask of canvas effect. For that, just select the layer mask, select brush tool, and you can select the previous brush and just paint using the black color to erase. So you can easily edit the canvas shape. Also, you can scale the canvas. For that, just select the canvas effect elements folder and go to the edit retransform and just scale. The next layer is light gradient. You can move this gradient and you can scale this gradient. Also, you can change the opacity of this gradient. And the last layer is shadow frame. You can change the opacity of this layer. The next main folder contains 10 color effects. You can combine these effects. And you can change the opacity of these effects. And the last folder is color and contour settings of all image. You can add the gradient to all image. Of course, you can change the colors of this gradient. Just make double click. Click on the gradient and change these two colors. Also, you can change the angle of gradient and you can scale this gradient. You can change the hue saturation of all image. And you can add the photo filter to all image. To change the photo filter, make double click and just select the photo filter from list. Also, you can quickly add the black and white filter. And you can add the color tone to all image. And finally, you can change the brightness and contrast of all image. So it's ready. Let's merge all folders and layers to see how the composition will look after saving. Here is difference. Looks very nice. Okay, and also I want to show you how to add one Gogh Art action to full image space. For that, create a new layer, name it area without caps lock, just fill this layer with any color, and go to the actions panel. And now we need to use the second action for full image area. Open this section, click play, but before you will click play, please select the brush tool and make sure that the opacity and flow values is 100% and the normal mode is selected also. Okay, click play. I'm also a little scroll this step. Okay, after the action finished work, let's improve the final composition. Firstly, I want to show original colors. and hide the multicolor layers. Okay, looks better. Also, let's erase the main layers of your object to show the painting texture. Let's change the hue and saturation and brightness and contrast of this composition. And let's little change the size of canvas effect. And also let's a little change the brightness and contrast of this effect. Let's move the light gradient and change the opacity of this gradient. Little change the opacity of shadow frame. Let's add 1 of 10 color effects. Also, let's a little change the opacity of artistic texture. And now let's merge these folders to see how the composition will look after saving. Let's select all folders and go to the layer, merge layers. Okay, looks nice. Here is results. Now we need just save. Hope you enjoyed this section. Thanks for watching and good luck!